Hello and welcome back to my channel. This is Wishblend reporting in. This is part 6 of the update for the fan-based Project Evolution and EDRPG Addition. Enjoy. Okay, personal equipment. We have new items in this document. New type of rarity upgrading instead of the old common, low, medium and high rarity system in the core book. These new ones are divided into 5 grades and we found with the modifications already installed on them. Rare items are still used in regular tables. So where pre-Odyssey equipment are in the core book and the supplement, the Odyssey weapons and armor, spacesuits, etc., they're ranked 1 to 5. We brought in a elite rank tag to make it easier to find the equipment. So to get level 5 equipment, you need to basically have level 3 or 4 level 3 common equipment, level 4 uncommon equipment, or level 5 rare equipment. It makes a bit more sense as we go through, but that's basically the basic gist of what rank you have to be to get these particular equipments. So moving in to the individual bits and bobs. Odyssey spacesuits. These new suits are advanced exoskeleton spacesuits with new and amazing features. Due to these features, the suit can only be used for a limited amount of time before they run out of power and shut off. The Artemis Explorer. The Artemis is a great suit for scouting and long-range exploration. With a high-efficiency oxygen converter, you can always get more range out of the Artemis spacesuit. With its biosample tool, the suit is perfectly fitted for support and medical aid. The main downside of the suit is its weak show in combat, bringing its armor and shield level in at the low end. So basically, we've specialised the 3 main suits: the Artemis, the Maverick and the Dominator. So if you want a particular suit for a certain role, this is what they're for. As I say, the Artemis Explorer is pure recon, scouting, medical runs, that type of stuff. It does not do that great in combat. But as I said, the price goes up really high as you get into the later levels. The biosampler, you see this tool here, is basically a high sophisticated scientific device that can be used to perform a variety of different functions. So you can take a sample, use it to collect biological and mineral samples, analyse it, and that gets you information about the mineral content, like the amount of gold in the rock sample. It can also be used on a biological sample to get information about toxicity, infections, edibility and other properties. It draws 1 megawatt of power. Autopsy, by spending several minutes to scan the body of the tool, you can gain information about the cause of the death, but that draws 3 megawatts of power because it takes a bit longer to do, and it's also a deeper scan. Provide first aid. By drawing from your suit's power and by using a mix of medical stims, you can perform a medical check without the need for a med pack. It draws 5 megawatts of power to do it. The Maverick Scavenger. The Maverick is the best choice if you need to enter an abandoned base or you need to get access to places where you're not really supposed to be. Its armor level is in the medium range and is a great start suit when you're looking to upgrade to a new powered spacesuit. It comes with a reinforced backpack that is secured over the shoulders and around the waist, as well as several smaller pouches. A light exoskeleton supports the user with an additional carry weight. So pretty much each 10 kilograms of weight is treated like a pouch for items. You can access them using a normal action like a backpack. You can cram multiple items into the 1 pouch, which increases to a full round of action if you want. It uses the arc cutter to basically cut into doors and panels and stuff. So like jack of all trade type stuff. The arc cutter itself is a small handheld laser attached to the Maverick suit. It can easily cut through panels and other light objects, but it can't be used as a weapon. It's just not powerful enough, it's not focused enough, I should say, to get the shooter laser. It's not like a laser rifle or a laser pistol. It's a short range thing. To determine how long you need to cut a panel, you need to make a repair or security check. The base time is 120 seconds to cut a panel. That's from start to finish. Your rolled result reduces the time by 6s. 1 turn per point. Your GM can increase or decrease the base time based on the size of the panel. Each 30 seconds cutting time requires 2 megawatts of suit power. So for example, if you have a repair of 40, 4 skill bonus, and you roll a 6, you get a total roll of 10. Use a total roll of 10 multiplied by 6 which equals 1 turn. That'll give you 60 seconds. With a base time of 120 seconds, you reduce the required time down to 60 seconds. That means you need to spend 4 megawatts of energy. If you reduce the time below 0, you've managed to pry the panel open without using any energy. That brings us to the Dominator. The Dominator is what you want when you just have to hold a location or storm a heavy fortification holding you up. It has no need for special tools, as it only needs power to do its job. It is the heaviest armour and can carry a wide selection of weapons. Its main weakness is its small power levels. So if you're going into combat, make sure you don't forget a couple of spare power cells along with your ammo supplies. It allows the user to carry more weapons than otherwise possible, as described in the notes. So it's got increased armour and shields. It has 3 extra slots for clips and grenades on the outside, and you can stow additional weapons like 2 rifles or 1 heavy weapon, or 2 pistols and 1 2 pistols and 1 SMG. So you can have an SMG and 2 rifles, or 1 heavy weapon and 2 pistols, or 1 SMG. Possible weapon combinations are listed just there. So 2 rifles, 2 pistols, 2 rifles, 1 SMG, 1 heavy, 2 pistols, or 1 heavy, 1 SMG. That's what I was just basically saying. Working it out in my head quickly, but it's already written there. Okay, so that's the individual Odyssey suits. Again, you need to type into your elite ranking to see which level you can actually get. So the higher up in the ranks you get, the better suits you can find and afford, hopefully. Mind you, a level 5 Dominator being 62,200,000 credits has a lot of absorption. Heavy power drain as well. Anyway, moving on to cyborgs and androids. So with these Odyssey suits, some people were going to say, but what about my character? It's a cyborg or it's an android. It can't wear these suits because when you get the carapace on, you can't wear stuff over it. Well, we have thought about you as well. Not be afraid. There are 2 special cases for cyborgs and androids with replaced limbs and spacesuits that have been specifically modified with the synthetic seal around the replaced parts. So you can still use your toys if you need to, while being airtight for hostile environments. Cyborgs and androids have a carapace, though can't wear the suits anymore. So unfortunately, the carapace will become your own type of suit. Oxygen now uses the same rules as the suit. So the Type 3 suit no longer gains 8-hour oxygen supply. It's already integrated into the Type 1 and uses power instead. Other systems are unchanged. The carapace has no passive energy drain like the suits. So a cyborg won't shoot off with the power depleted. That just means that the power cell won't generate any more oxygen. So you've got a little list of power types there for the armoured and chameleon variant of the carapace. So the androids or full body cyborgs, they do not need oxygen to survive. They also have an internal energy generator which provides enough energy for repeated use of the tools. Tools can also be added to existing cybernetics in which they won't use the power from the suits. These tool upgrades are treated as add-ons to existing cybernetics and do not cost any karma. So for example, you can actually put an art cutter in one of your fingers, same as a biosampler. So you've got 8 fingers, 2 thumbs. I'm sure you can sacrifice 2 of the fingers to turn them into an art cutter and a biosampler if you're a cyborg. The profile analyzer, well, that is basically tied into your cybernetic eyes stroke HUD. The HUD is a tech level 2 HUD add-on. The energy link goes into the wrist as basically, but you need to have a cybernetic arm or cybernetic weapon. So you need to have these upgrades fitted to get these special bits slotted in as automatically. So how does oxygen and suit power work? Well, oxygen is one of the most important features of these suits. Without oxygen, you usually die within minutes. Oxygen and suit functions drain at 5 megawatts of power per hour. The item provides twice the amount of time as it is a very lightweight suit compared to the others. That means that even on a planet with oxygen-rich atmosphere, the suit drains energy over time. Using the shield, you can activate the shield, draws energy into the capacitor base on its charge and max shield. Every 5 points of shield draws 1 megawatts of power from your suit. So a G5 Dominator with 60 shield will require 12 megawatts to activate, and it can regenerate up to 15 points of shield per turn for a total of 3 megawatts. Running out of power. Well, if your suit runs out of power, you lose all the bonuses and functions it provides. There's oxygen supply depletes, which in worst case causes your death by suffocation. And if you're not sure how that works, we do have it described in detail further in the project, which you've already gone through, so you have to call back up for it. Since all the servos stop working, your dodge, parry and athletic skills will reduce to 10. Your movement speed is reduced to 10 meters per round, and you can no longer use a run action. The Dominator becomes especially heavy due to the armor plating and weapons, so it reduces movement speed to 6 meters per round. Cybernetic legs remove this penalty as they are excluded from the suit's coverage. In the case of the Maverick, you lose all of the additional carry capacity, which could require you to drop some items. So modules and power usage. So again, we've got a list of what the item is on the left, power usage in the middle, and description on the right. So going down the list, we've got suit functions and oxygen. Basically, powers all the basic systems of suit and generates oxygen. It's 5 megawatts of power usage, but it equals 60 minutes of use time. Suit functions and oxygen. Again, it provides the stuff, but it's a minimum amount. So it's like 1 megawatt equals 12 minutes or 20 turns. So it makes it a bit easier to understand how to use it. That's why you've got the 2 functions there. So jetpack, it's variable. A small jetpack for low G environments equals 1 megawatts of power per 0.5 gravity up to 10 meters. So you can jetpack up on top of the buildings or onto ships or across a cavern in the ravine, or drop down to it, depending on the gravity. It depends also on the GM and what environment you actually be going through. Your shield is 1 megawatt power usage per turn. It's 5 per shield. So every time your basically your shield loses 5, it's basically 1 megawatts. I'll say you have to go back to using the shield to get the full mechanics. Arc cutter, say it's 2 megawatts per 30 seconds used, so every 30 seconds it goes up by 2 megawatts. Wire sampler, depending on what you're using it for, depends on your power level. The profile analyzer is 1 megawatts. It's basically a tool that lets you scan IDs for bounties and leave a copy of an ID. So scanning somebody else is free. So you can scan as many people as you want. It doesn't draw power. But if you're copying an ID to open a locked door nearby, that's where it costs 1 megawatts power to basically get the information. Energy link, so we've got 3 lots here: regular, overcharge and recharge. So the regular one costs 5 megawatts of power and transfers power from your suit into devices, like activating powered terminals, charging doors, not overriding them, just charging them up, and they stay active for up to 10 minutes, so it's a quicker in and out situation. Overcharge, a bit more power, it's 10 megawatts to use, and basically you can use it for lethal destructive use. So if there's somebody not looking, and you can basically stun them with a energy shot back of the head, you knock them out. It was a door terminal, that's basically an unsecured door. You can override by pumping in loads of energy and basically frying the circuitry. You're resulting in default doors going to open, so you're never trapped inside situation. The energy link recharge, basically, that's like from your in the buildings you'll have recharge points, and you're basically wirelessly charging your energy suit up and out by gaining 10 megawatts per turn on active socket until you've recharged your suit power. The other way you can recharge your power is by swapping out one of the power cells for your one you've currently got active to a charged one, which you've got like in your carry-on straps or in your bag. There is enough time to swap them over, so don't need to worry too much about, I can't swap the batteries over out on the field because I'll have no power. There is a nice simple leeway. I think it's about 5 minutes leeway, so you can quickly swap between one or the other without going into lower energy state. This brings part 6 of the update to a close, and that was a short one, but it's mainly because the next part is long, so I had to cut this one a bit short. So with that, please keep enjoying the video and the playlist. Laters.